Okay, it got me. I can try to say I'm a pro, but here I go. We'll get through this. The DD in front, DD or DK in back is always the preferred form factor. It's basically aerodynamic when you're able to have it ramp up from small to large. And, oh my god, I knew I jumped at the wrong time. That was really gonna, like, I thought I was gonna land right on top of that guy. Yeah, did he just be like, ow! With the little DK64 noises. Ooh. But you know, besides my internet being how it was for the last week, I've also had some other adventures. Mainly, you know, I hyped it up during Tropical Freeze, and I was so ready to play Like a Dragon Ishin, right? Like, funny samurai game about crime and shooting people most of the time with your infinite bullets, because we have nothing to worry about when it comes to that. So, obviously, I'm pretty stoked. So, I'm like, yeah, get me in. I am ready to be not Hiru in ancient Japan and have a sword and a gun and do cool stuff. And it starts out pretty well. So I'm able to get through a couple chapters, get through some characters whose historical names I will never remember. I love, look at this. Look at that little spider. They add little critters to this version of the game, I'm realizing. And I like that they're just there hanging out. Side note, before I get back to Ishin, spiders, pretty alright. Yeah, exactly. They are a friend. I will say, I'm one of those guys who, when you see a little spider friend in your home, I leave him be. Unless he's somewhere that's just prone for disaster, like, you know, you're taking a shower or a bath. I've literally had a time where, like, I've started a bath before, and then while you're in the middle of it and you're just, like, finishing up, washing your hair, you know, general hygiene things. And I just saw a spider body floating by me. And I was just like, oh, pour one out for that guy. He did not know he was getting into. And it's like, that's not on me, okay? He actually actively went into the water, or must have been right near the edge behind me when, you know, you're splish splashing and rinsing out everything. And it's just like, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean for this to be your fate. I didn't want it to be the water spout treatment. But in any other conditions, you're in a nice dry room, like maybe from your ceiling fan or something, right? And you just see the smallest little friend just start to descend. You kind of notice it because the light on the fan, like the light bulb, makes the web pretty pronounced. You see it glistening in the light. And you're just like, oh, it's just a little friend. It's like, this guy's just hanging out. There's nothing wrong with him. So, you see him come down, like, he's just kind of dangling there, looking all majestic. And you see him start going back up, and you're like, go live your best life, guy. Go out there with your 8 little legs and your cute little web, and catch me some little flies. Because I don't want to deal with myself. Maybe I won't even notice them, but you will. Yeah. I know people can be pretty skittish. Like, I get it if there's the skittish people out there. I swear I hit that. Oh, wait, I did. That's why I turned red. I was thinking green was safe. It's even the rat. Look at that. It's squeaking. But I let those spiders go, and they're able to be, like, you know, just little tenants in my home. I don't think I have a ton of spiders, probably. At least I don't notice them. So I figure they're doing their job. I mainly don't see them. And, you know, they don't die from me most of the time, at least intentionally. So we have happy harmony. Back to Ishin. So I'm playing my funny samurai game. And I put my system in sleep mode. And here on my planet, it can get pretty chilly here on my planetoid. So there was a lovely ice storm. I didn't notice anything, at least when I was gone, or when I got home, because I see my system, I think, still in sleep mode, right? So, start it up. It starts up just fine. It doesn't shout at me for it being unplugged while in sleep mode or something. Doesn't have to rebuild a database or anything on my PlayStation 5. But, the disc kind of makes some noises for a second. And it's just like, all right, I'm gonna eject the disc. Maybe that's a little weird. I put it back in. It's working. And it's like, cool. All right, yeah, it seems fine to me. I don't know if there's really anything to worry about. Wow, does he just wheeze? Back up. All right, that is a downgrade over. What kind of big man just goes? All right, I get Donkey Kong's a heavy dude because Diddy can't stop him while DK can. But a wheeze, my guy, that's the best you've got for such a big muscly frame. Wow. I am inventing asthma right when I jump on him. I've squished the lungs to 0 capacity. So, yeah, back on the Ishin train, I get to a boss fight, and just like, sure, I'm gonna slap around some people with guns and swords. And I beat it. Cutscenes start playing. These games are known for their long cutscenes. I settle down, get my emotional popcorn ready. I'm ready to consume whatever cheese is about to be served in front of me. And I start hearing my PS5 start making some weird noises again at the disk drive. And it's like, well, all right, I guess that's fine. And then right in the middle of the cutscene, it's just like, air screen pops up and it's like, pow! Game disk could not be read. Please eject the disk to close the application. And it's like, all right, well, that's a boss fight I have to redo, right? So I take the disc out, and it's like, all right, I guess it just goofed. I had an error. It happens in Nintendo games where the cartridges crash, and you gotta restart it. We know Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, no strangers to that, at least until maybe as of late. Maybe they're a little better now. And I put the disc back in, right? So, and you still hear it make a bunch of weird noises. And you're like, ooh, okay, that doesn't seem good. And on the menu, it's just like, unable to read disc. It's like, please insert. How? How did I not get hurt? Not complaining. That's nice. I'm glad I made it to the exit. But it's like, all right, Ishin not working anymore. That's not good. And then I go put in a different disc. You're like, I was just playing. No, it picked up the Crusher wheeze. No. That's not good at all. Oh, all right. They actually communicate the Neki overshield. The fact you can't stop on him until he's done. Caught myself. I was about to say a phrase I was gonna really regret. But after he's done wheezing, you're able to jump on him. That's nice. But I try my discs a couple times. I forget that Neki just does not really change in this first one. I think the later one is different, because I remember it being different. You sure showed that stupid bird who's boss. Good, that's another banana back. Now go down to the Vine Valley and find the others. I missed Funky Kong again. Hold it. I know we're going to be playing through these levels. Holy gosh. I don't know if this is just me, but man, Diddy's eyes just look whack. Okay? There's something about how the pupils look so far down, and like there's a lot of just like the white. Like, it's like pop-out eyes to me. That's not cool. I don't like that. But yeah, we're going back for fishing. I tried a different game I had working on the PS5. They definitely were not. But I tried a different PS5 game and it doesn't work. I tried a Blu-ray and nothing's working. And I was like, bro, this ain't gonna go good. Funky Kong, what's the mission now? This time I would like you to catch 15 croctopuses within the time limit. Be careful not to hook any bottles, as these will reduce your time left. Not good, man? Record catches 0. Bring on. Woo, that's a lot of bottles. We're gonna get these. Who leaves this much junk around my waters? how come Funky Kong's like, yeah, this is my ace fishing spot, is also full of crap? And it's like, thanks, bro. This is fabulous. But the short and sweet of it with the PS5 is I went testing things. I followed the internet steps. They're like, all right, get some canned air. Just blow dust into it, into the disk slot. See if there's anything around. And it's like, okay, cool. We'll do. Man, I already did it. I have so much time left. I can chill. Then maybe this is why... This is why he didn't even mention where these came from. He's too ashamed. This is why he's so chill, though. He's one of those chill drunks. But, I cleaned out my PS5, right? Like, you spray the air, you turn it off for a bit. I did a factory reset with the reboot, so then I could, like, you know, set up all my data on it. And nothing worked, and I'm like, I don't think this is on me anymore. I think this is officially the system. So, I have to look into getting it sent for repairs. And I've had this thing for conveniently, like, probably a year and a third, maybe a year and a half. There's no more warranty on this thing. And it's like, now I gotta look up how much to get it fixed. And you're like, ooh, that's a lot of bananas to pay for this repair. So then, I've officially found, thankfully, a local repair place. So I got it sent there. And it's still not exactly cheap, but it's better than sending it straight to Sony, because they want you to ship it through space all the way to their offices. And it's just like, I can't really do that. Like, this will already take a while to get done. Because even at the local place, they're like, we gotta order the part and then spend the days to fix it. And it's like, that's fair. Like, I get it. You wouldn't always have an optical drive for a game system on hand when your main criteria is like phone fixing. But to get it sent to Sony too, you're just like, this is gonna be forever and more expensive. And it's like, I'm just not doing it. That ain't gonna be for me. So I had to get that sent in. And thankfully, I've still had, I've started playing Fire Emblem Engage in the meantime. It was always my plan. I have to shoot the vulture. That's why the vulture's there. Note to self. So Fire Emblem's really picked up the slack, and that game is pretty great. I know I was talking about Fire Emblem Heroes before in Mania and Paper Mario, in that I have this monkey brain like Diddy Kong of just find the stat, find the strat, make number go up, and clap. I thought I was going to clear that egg. That egg went way too slow. What? Necky Jr., why? So I've been playing that in the meantime and winding up way over leveled because I have the expansion pass, you know? So I've wound up with a lot of things to do, and I've had 2 Master Seals to my name, and I have multiple people camping out in their base class at 20. There's a snake. I like that he clipped over the barrel because of how the sprite layering works, but he's just a little guy. There's so many little guys and friends. Alright, where's that Necky? We're not doing this again. But yeah, the fact that I had a game system that's pretty new, mind you. Like, you wouldn't expect a new generation game system just to conk out after a year and a half, right? Like, conveniently past warranty. I've only had a couple of issues with game consoles before, and most of it was from childhood. I consider myself pretty good about taking care of myself. Like, I want my stuff to be intact. I own a happily sized collection of video games and consoles from lots of stuff over the years. And because, you know, it's a big part of me. Big childhood part. I mean, why have I been doing Funky Kong February? Because the old Donkey Kong games mean a lot to me. I really like this stuff. So I know by this point to take care of my things, right? And PS4 and PS4 Pro that I subsequently got worked totally fine. It says, of course, I must have gotten the part RNG with this just going kaput. The only time I've ever had optical drive stuff happen, like the fail, was kid me with GameCubes. I don't know what I did. I don't know what my family did. By that I mean me and my younger brother. But we ended up going through like 4 of those things, okay? Just, I don't know, maybe we just had them on all the time. We did play them a lot, I'll admit it. Maybe just like, I just want to say also, for the map, before I continue. So we're going to Treetop Town. Original map firmly shows you just like a treetop town, right? So here, this is just a gazebo, right? This is just a thing. It's not even in a tree. I don't get it. Getting the drinks, though. Getting the slurps. Yeah, they're just like, here's the gazebo for the tree. And it's like, makes sense. As for the GameCubes, like, I remember playing Mario Party a lot. I remember playing Animal Crossing. I played with my brother all the time after school when we'd come back. So something about that, we just ended up killing all these GameCubes. I don't know how we did it. I don't know how we kept winding up with GameCubes. And we got some cool stuff too. Like, I remember it was like, it was probably a Platinum GameCube. Or maybe like an Indigo one. Or both. Actually, we definitely went through both. And you don't even need that middle barrel? You just go buy it? Excuse me? But we went through so many for some reason, and this is what baffles me. So it was something maybe about the speed at which the optical eye could work, like if the mechanism slowed down, so it couldn't go fast enough to read the data at the rate that is needed. This is my theory. Because there is one game that continued to work, actually 2 technically, but one actual GameCube game worked, and the Game Boy Player disc still worked, but the GameCube game that worked was Animal Crossing. I don't know why, okay? But that one, regardless of how much the GameCube failed to read any other game, it would continue to work for Animal Crossing on the GameCube. How did I have 2 of these shots not wind up as catastrophes? I have way too good luck. Little spider. See, that's my theory. So like, just based on what I would expect a disc to know, where you have your data that needs to be read at a certain speed to correspond with the actions and the loading that you need. And most people, like, of the Nintendo aficionados know that, like you just mentioned, the Animal Crossing GameCube is a port of the N64 game. So my theory is that they just load instances when they need it, like, per room. So they're just like, we just need a little bit of data because this is just an N64 game, and we just have to load these little spots 1 bit at a time, like square by square on the grid of the map or house by house. So this is a low requirement. Maybe you're a little, man, I'm getting these hitboxes wrong with these downscaled sprites. I feel like I can dodge this like no problem on this NES. But you get your your sprites and stuff loaded in, like your textures on Animal Crossing, and it's like, yeah, we're good. This is all we need. I swear I move slower than I do in the original. Okay. So I'm thinking the GameCube would be like, sure, my optical drive can only read at this much data per second because we're borked. These kids have actually bled us to death because they play too many darn video games. By Animal Crossing, we only got a little bit of data to read. It's just an N64 ROM put on a GameCube disc. That's not a high amount of data to read, right? So I'm guessing that's what happened, is just like that. And obviously the GameCube Game Boy Player is just essentially an executable command line telling it, you load from this hardware and this cartridge in you now, right? This cartridge ROM is now the new thing you're reading from, as long as you can get past the initial execution line of read disk data saying run Game Boy Player. So I'm guessing that's why they did what they did. But everything else never worked, and I wound up having to get a bunch of things. Got the Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, like special GameCube with the Lugia on the center logo. That was real sweet until it died too. I killed everything. Chomp chomps. Dude, these waters are full of sharks. Help me clear them out and I'll give you one more excellent thing. Try to hook 10 within the time limit, but don't do anything but sharks. Funky Kong's out for the sharks. Record catches Chomps Jr. It's the little guys. We're gonna sip all that water out of the ocean in full of its salt. Alright, we know. We're getting the big boys. We're leaving everything else out. I don't know, he didn't really say there's a penalty to getting them. I'm guessing it's fine. Maybe? What happens? Oh, alright, it's still remove sign. Alright. Donkey Kong did not like that. Please get over here. No! Whoops! Okay, that was a lot of time. This could be bad. Quick, Donkey Kong, get over here. We're gonna do our best. Wow, these angles are real rough. Please. Alright, yeah, that yellow fish removed all the time in the world. We failed. Shake your head, Diddy. Alright, this time we're not gonna catch the yellow fish while we're at it. Yeah, I will try again, thank you. But yeah, like, so I've only killed... I was about to say that. Alright. I've killed GameCube optical drives. And... Whoops. And something... There was one bad accident with the Game Boy Advance. I never had Game Boy Advance SPs. We just had the lovable Digi device shaped Game Boy Advances, the originals, the wide loads. Those things are great. But we each had one in my family. Me, my siblings, my younger and my older. And I remember we always lost the battery backs because you're kids and those things are thin plastic. You either lose them, replacing stuff out. Oh, I had the clear, the transparent purple one. It was always my favorite because we all know if you had to pick a Nintendo tier object, it's the clear colored plastics are always mwah. Those things are the best. So I got the Good Parent RNG because they gave me that one, which was clearly the superior color, while my older brother had a white one and my younger had a silver platinum one. But the white one, I'm pretty sure I was using it someday because of like, you just lose things, you know, you misplace them. Kids do what kids do. And I don't remember what I did. I must have dropped it or like got smushed somewhere, but we accidentally broke the screen, like the pixel matrix of the screen that comprised the white Game Boy Advance, because it just had this like black hole in it basically, and like the brown of the other pixels on the screen getting ruined. So this thing got like, the actual plastic was not cracked, but I'm guessing something must have put enough pressure on it to break the pixel matrix on the inside. There we go. I got him. Please let me just flap my wings. So I broke that somehow, and that Game Boy never recovered. And when you're a kid, when something breaks like that, you're just like, it's gone forever. Now that I'm older and a smart, savvy individual, I know I can order my own replacement parts, and with a little bit of handy guides and a screwdriver of the right type, you can replace just about everything with some time and patience. I mean, that's basically what they're doing with my PS5. I just don't have the parts or the expertise to solder. But, so I look at that thing, and you're like, it's dead, Jim. It's not going to come back. That Game Boy Advance is toast. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we just threw it away, so oops.